Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Being Biotechnical. And our topic for today is Chargaff's rule. So Chargaff's rule was discovered and named after a great Austrian-American biochemist Erwin Chargaff. And this rule is applicable onto double-stranded DNA or double-stranded RNA in both circular and linear forms, which means no matter if the double-stranded DNA or double-stranded RNA is in circular form or in linear form, but this rule will be applicable onto them. So according to this rule, the concentration of adenine will always be equal to the concentration of thiamine and the concentration of guanine will always be equal to the concentration of cytosine in case of a double-stranded DNA. So as we know earlier that adenine will always pair up with thiamine and guanine will always pair up with cytosine. Hence, this rule says that the total number of adenine will always be equal to the total number of thiamine and the total number of guanine will always be equal to the total number of cytosine in a double-stranded DNA. But in case of double-stranded RNA, the concentration of adenine will always be equal to the concentration of uracil and the concentration of guanine will always be equal to the concentration of cytosine. So the only difference between them is thiamine replaced by uracil. And this rule also says that the total number of purine means adenine and guanine will always be equal to the total number of pyrimidines means cytosine and thiamine or uracil. So now we can also write it down like this, that adenine plus guanine is equal to thiamine or uracil plus cytosine. A plus G is equal to T plus C in case of DNA, and in case of RNA, A plus G is equal to U plus C. So purines is equal to pyrimidine. Hence always remember Chargaff's rule says that in a double-stranded DNA or double-stranded RNA, the total number of adenine will always be equal to the total number of thiamine and the total number of guanine will always be equal to the total number of cytosine. And also the total number of purines is always equal to the total number of pyrimidines. Hence A plus G will always be equal to C plus T. So now let us solve few questions by applying Chargaff's rule. So the first question is, if a stretch of DNA has 25 number of guanine and the DNA is 60 nucleotides long, so is it possible in case of a double-stranded DNA? So in order to solve these kind of questions, what you need to do is just remember the Chargaff's rule, which says purine is equal to pyrimidine in a double-stranded DNA. So guanine plus adenine must be similar to thiamine plus uracil. Also, if the DNA is double-stranded, then according to Chargaff's rule, the total number of guanine must be equal to the total number of cytosine. And if the total number of guanine is given and is 25, then cytosine needs to be 25. So G is equal to C is equal to 25 each. Hence, when both of them would be added, then 50 would be guanine plus cytosine out of this 60 total nucleotides. So now the 10 rest would have been adenine and thiamine. So according to this rule, adenine will always be equal to thiamine. And if both of them are 10, then each of them would have been 5, which means adenine would have been 5 and thiamine would have been 5. So now let us apply Chargaff's rule, which says that purine is equal to pyrimidine. So G plus A is equal to C plus T will give out 30 is equal to 30, which means guanine when added to adenine is 30 and cytosine when added to thiamine is equal to 30. Hence, it is possible that it could be a double-stranded DNA. So now, let us solve another question. So the next question is, if a stretch of DNA is 100 nucleotides long and it has 55 total number of purine, then is it possible in case of a double-stranded DNA or a single-stranded DNA? So simply in order to solve this question, we need to remember Chargaff's rule, which says purine is equal to pyrimidine. So if purine is 55, then pyrimidine needs to be 55 if it is a double-stranded DNA. So when 55 is added to 55, it will give out 110. But this question says that the stretch of DNA is 100 nucleotides long. So it is not possible that it can be a double-stranded DNA, so it is a single-stranded DNA, which means it is possible in case of a single-stranded DNA. It cannot be a double-stranded DNA. So I hope this video would have been informative. So if you like the video, please do hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.